Welcome back. In this video, you are going to study about the difference between POP and object-oriented programming. POP stands for procedure-oriented programming and object-oriented programming. And you are also going to learn what are the console I/O statements or functions we use in C++. So let us start with the first one, the difference between POP and OOP. OOP stands for Object Oriented Programming. So let us see what are the differences. So as we have seen before, in POP, the entire program is divided into small units and each unit is known as function. Whereas in object oriented program, which is divided into small parts and each part is known as objects. So difference is in POP we have functions and in object oriented programs we have objects. And in POP we are giving more importance to the functions, whereas in object oriented programs we give more importance to the data. Data is more important in object oriented program. And POP, we use an approach called top-down approach, whereas in object-oriented program we use bottom-up approach. First, we create the object, then we create data and function around them. And in POP, there is nothing called access specifiers. But in we have in OOP we have access specifiers like public, private, and protected. Normally we use three access specifiers. And in POP, the data can move freely around the functions. There is no restriction. Nobody is going to stop the data. But in OOP, the data movement is restricted, where in object-oriented program, the objects are going to communicate with each other. So how they are going to communicate? They are going to communicate with the help of member functions. And the last point is adding data in case of object-oriented programming is not that easy. But in object-oriented program, we can add data easily. So these are the basic difference between what the differences in case of POP and OOP. So let me repeat. The first one is divided into functions in case of POP, whereas in OOP, which is divided into objects. And the first one uses top-down approach, second one uses bottom-up approach, and security is more in case of object-oriented programs. We can add easily data to object-oriented program, but in POP we cannot do it. And data hiding is possible in case of object-oriented program, but in POP we cannot do it. And the most important feature is we have features called overloading, overriding. Everything is possible in case of object-oriented programs. And examples are C. Normally, your C program is procedure-oriented, VB, Fortran, and object-oriented programming style is used by C++ and Java. C++ is not completely object-oriented program, but Java is completely object-oriented. That means every single piece of code you have to write inside the classes or class. So let us see the difference. C++ is developed by Bajrang Storastup. We can see on the screen who is a Danish computer scientist, and which was in the year 1979. And C was developed by Dennis Ritchie in the year 1969, and it was at AT&T Bell Labs. So we can say that C++ is an extension of C language. That means whatever the features are there in C, everything is there in C++. And we can say it is a superset of C language. A C++ compiler can compile a C program, but not vice versa. And C++ compiler understand all the keywords of C. If you take C, we have got only 32 keywords. All these 32 keywords will be understood by your C++ compiler. And moreover, C++ has got its own keywords. So let us see a small program. So we have taken a class. As I told, everything you have to write into the class. And private and public, these are the access specifiers. And we have written a function declaration. So we have converted the structure into a class, where in C we were using structure, but here we are using a class. So next, let us see what are the console input and output statements in C++. So we use a statement called cout. So this is same as your printf in C. So we pronounce it as cout. So we use the symbol called insertion operator, or we can call it as two less than symbol. So normally it's a binary operator, and you have to write like this cout, and after the insertion operator, you can write the content that should be or that to be printed. And please do remember, when you include this cout, you have to include the header file for that. So everything is defined inside a header file called iostream.h. So this is mandatory. You have to include this iostream.h. So these are the few examples how it prints. So we can give cout output statement. Cout you can print number, or we can give x, which is going to print the value of x. So you can have a multiple insertion operator. See, look at this. We have used a single cout statement, where we have used a multiple insertion operator for statements. So which is going to give this is a single C++ statement. Next is cin. So cin is a keyword. So we pronounce it as cin. So which is cin is a console input. Usually input, when I say, which is the keyboard. And we use the operator called extraction operator, or two greater than symbol we use for this. And this is also a binary operator, like your cout, where we have used insertion operator. And here also you need to include the header file called iostream.h. Why? Because every cin and cout function is defined inside this. So let us see the example for that. So we have taken a cin and age. So which is going to read the value of age and will be stored in the variable. So think that this is my variable age. So whatever you not you give from the keyboard, you type from the keyboard, which will be stored at this place. So you can have multiple statements, cin a b, which is equivalent to cin of a and cin b.